Hello students of class 8. The other day we had started the chapter the Merchant of Venice, and we had seen that Antonio and Shylock both are very contrast in character. One is a very generous merchant and another is a hard-hearted money lender. And then we come to know that Bassanio, the nearest and dearest friend of Antonio, he needed 3,000 ducats. But Antonio was not able to pay that money to Bassanio as all his ships were at sea. So both of them means so Antonio decided that he would go and borrow this money from Shylock, and he was very sure that his ships would come back, and whatever interest Shylock charged, he would be able to pay that to Shylock. So we stopped where they go and ask this money from Shylock. On this, Shylock thought within himself, "If I can once catch him on the hip, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. He hates our Jewish nation. He lends out money gratis." So what Shylock means is that if I can, Shylock is thinking, okay, they need money. So if I can lend them money, and if this is my chance to take revenge on him. This first line means that. Said that he hates our nation, our Jews. Okay, he hates the Jews, and he lends out money gratis. Gratis means free. Okay, that is, lends out money for free means without charging any interest. And among the merchants, he rails at me. Okay, among the merchants means that Rialto, where the merchants all gather there. So there he rails at me. That is, he abuses, means he, scolds me, and he, talks me and tells me such, bad things. Okay, you will see very soon that he calls him a dog. Okay. And my well-earned bargains, which he calls interest. So well-earned bargains, that is, I deserve, the money that I take from people. I lend money, and he calls that interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him. So everything, Shylock is thinking. So Shylock is thinking that this is my chance to take revenge on Antonio for all the hateful words he has said so long, which I have never said anything in return. Antonio, finding he was musing within himself and did not answer, and being impatient for the money, said, "Shylock, do you hear? Will you lend the money?" So, Shylock was just, thinking. And so, Antonio said that, "Shylock, please don't, keep us waiting in this way. Will you lend the money? Excuse me. Please let us know." Okay. So, Shylock, do you hear? Will you lend the money? So he's means Antonio is sort of impatient. He doesn't want to wait any longer. To this question, the Jew replied, "Signor Antonio, on the Rialto many a time, and often you have railed at me about my monies and my usuries, and I have borne it with a patient shrug. For sufferance is the badge of all our tribe." So now he talks of how Antonio has behaved so long whenever they met each other at Rialto. That is, you have told me such things, that you have railed at me, that is, you have scolded me, you have said, abused me, but I have never spoken a word. And like, it's kind of a, we are very patient in nature, and whatever means, we Jews are always, we become a victim of such, reproach or scoldings in that way. And then you have called me unbeliever, cutthroat dog. Unbeliever means, the Christians, being a Christian, he said that, you don't have a proper faith in that way. And cutthroat dog, that is, he called him a dog. And spit upon my Jewish garments and spurned at me with your foot. Okay, spurned at me, that is, pushed me with your foot, as if I was a cur. That is, as if I was a cur means dog. So you have called me a dog, and you have also, pushed me in such a way as though I am a dog. I am not a human being even. Well then, it now appears you need my help, and you come to me and say, Shylock, lend me monies. Has a dog money? Is it possible a cur should lend 3,000 ducats? So you have called me a dog. Can a dog lend money? You tell me. You have said so many things. Okay, I'm an unbeliever, I'm a dog, and you have even pushed me like a dog. So, do you think that a dog can lend money to you? Shall I bend low and say, fair sir, you spit upon me on Wednesday last. Another time you called me dog, and for these courtesies I'm to lend you monies. So because you have reproached me, you have said such abusive words to me, for that reason should I bow down before you and say that, okay, I will lend you the money. Why should I lend you the money? Because now that you are in need, you have come to me. But so long you have always said bad things to me. Antonio replied, I am as like to call you so again, and spit on you again. So, and spurn you too. So, Antonio says that, yes, I will still do that with you. Though I have come to borrow money from you, but it doesn't mean that my feelings towards you have changed in any way. I'm still going to call you a dog. I'm still going to spit on you, and I'm going to push you away like a dog. If you will lend me this money, lend it to me not as to a friend, but rather lend it to me as to an enemy, that if I break, you may with better face exact the penalty. So Antonio said that don't lend the money, don't think I'm your friend, I'm never going to be your friend. You lend the money as you will lend an enemy. Okay, I'm your enemy. Take me as my consider me as your enemy, and lend the money in that way. And if I'm unable to repay the money, you can do anything that you want. You can exact your payment. That is, you can extract the money from me to the last bit. Why, look you, said Shylock, how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. I will forget the shames you have put upon me. I will supply your wants and take no interest for my money. So Shylock is now thinking of revenge. So Shylock says, look, see how you are behaving. You think me as your enemy, but I want to lend you the money as my friend. And not only that, I have forgotten what you have said in the past. and I will lend you the money, and I will charge no rate of interest from you. Without any interest, I will lend you the money. This seemingly kind offer greatly surprised Antonio, and then Shylock, still pretending kindness and that all he did was to gain Antonio's love, again said he would lend him the 3,000 ducats and take no interest for his money. Only Antonio should go with him to a lawyer and there sign in merry sport a bond that if he did not repay the money by a certain day, he would forfeit a pound of flesh to be cut off from any part of his body that Shylock pleased. So, Shylock still pretended that he was lending the money as a friend and that he has forgotten everything. And Shylock said that, look, I'm telling you once again, I'll lend you this 3,000 ducats, no problem. And I will not charge any rate of interest. But what you have to do is that you have to go with me to a lawyer, and there you have to sign a bond that if you are unable to repay the money within a certain date, then I will cut a pound of flesh from any part of your body that I like. So, and Shylock said that, this is just a formality, that since I am giving the money, there should be some proof that I have given the money. So that's, that's why it says in merry sport, that is just a formality. Very casually. Content, said Antonio, I will sign to this bond and say there is much kindness in the Jew. So Antonio said, oh, this is the thing. Okay, I'll sign the bond, no problem. Okay, I find that, the Jew is being quite kind to me. Bassanio said Antonio should not sign to such a bond for him. But still Antonio insisted that he would sign it, for that before the day of payment came his ships would return laden with many times the value of the money. So, the moment Bassanio heard about this bond, Bassanio became very alert, because Bassanio understood that Antonio is risking his life, to get this money. But Antonio said that don't worry, my ships have gone to the sea, they will return very soon, and I will be able to repay the money much before, the date of the, before the last date of the repayment of the money. Shylock, hearing this debate, exclaimed, "O Father Abraham, what suspicious people these Christians are! Their own hard dealings teach them to suspect the thoughts of others." So, Shylock wants that Antonio should sign it. And Shylock says, look, you Christians, you are so suspicious, you think you cannot trust me. Suspicious means when you cannot trust each other. So you cannot trust me. I'm telling you that I'm going to give this money to you, and this is just for formality. I'm asking you to sign this bond because I know you can repay it. Still, you are not, you cannot trust me. I pray you, tell me this, Bassanio. If he should break this day, break his day, what I should gain by the exaction of his forfeiture? So, Shylock is trying to convince Bassanio that why are you so worried? I'm not going to take any money, I'm not charging any interest. And what am I going to do with a pound of flesh from his body? Nothing. A pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not so estimable, profitable, neither as a flesh of mutton or beef. So a flesh of mutton or beef, I can eat it. So what will I do with Antonio's flesh? I say, to bury his favor, I offer this friendship. If he will take it, so. If not, adieu. That is goodbye. So if you're not willing to sign this bond, then okay, fine, you can leave. At last, against the advice of Antonio, who, notwithstanding all the Jew had said of his kind intentions, did not, like his friend, should run the hazard of this shocking penalty for his sake, Antonio signed the bond, thinking it really was merely in sport. So though Bassanio said that not to sign the bond, Antonio insisted that there is no problem in signing the bond, and so he thought that maybe as Shylock said, it was just a formality. So for the sake of formality, he signed the bond. Okay, so we stop here today. So what we have seen so far is that so far we have seen the characters Antonio, Shylock and Bassanio. Antonio is a merchant who is kind-hearted, and he lent money to the poor and took no rate of interest. Shylock, on the other hand, is a hard-hearted moneylender who charged high rate of interest for the money he lent. Bassanio is the nearest and dearest friend of Antonio. He is very extravagant, that is, he overspends and wants to marry Portia, a rich heiress. And for that, he needs 3,000 ducats. For that, he goes to Antonio. But Antonio is not able to lend him as ships are at sea. So, he goes to Shylock. Okay. He goes to Shylock to borrow the money. Now, Shylock is first is not ready to pay the money, and then he gives the 3,000 ducats, but he makes Antonio sign the bond. And what is the bond? That if he is unable to pay the money within a certain date, then Shylock will cut a pound of flesh from any part of his body that he likes. Okay, so we stop here today. We'll do the rest of the chapter in the next class. Thank you.